Hello, and I just want to say thank you again to everybody for the success of the Paula Vennells petition, and I am calling on you for action again. As I said at the time, it is the first of many steps, and I think one of the issues that has been shined a light on here is, we had the CBE issue, which has now been resolved, and we've shown that power can work. Thank you to individual people coming together to support something. Within the space of a week, there was no question that the honour wasn't going to be handed back, and within a week, your support for the subpostmasters at the centre of the post office scandal, who have already suffered too much, was shown to work and be effective. So now we must do that again and take another step. The compensation and the convictions overturned seem to be going in the right direction, but we've got to be ready to stand and call again for action on those fronts should it seem that steps backward are being taken and promises aren't being kept. In terms of the software itself, the Horizon software was developed by Fujitsu. So in terms of the position here, I'm calling, for Fujitsu to be held to account for their role in the post office scandal. And the three main thrusts of this are to not give any new government contracts to Fujitsu, where possible and where beneficial for the public, to scrap existing Fujitsu contracts and use your power to force Fujitsu to pay compensation to the victims. So I'll read through the petition briefly, and then I'll give you my thoughts on it and why this is important. So the firm at the heart of the post office scandal continues to be handed numerous government contracts paid for by millions of taxpayers' money, despite its role in the post office Horizon scandal. It's even been named a key strategic supplier. No one at Fujitsu has been held accountable, even after it was confirmed the accounting errors were caused by the computing system. In fact, Fujitsu has continued to win government jobs worth millions. That's millions of pounds. As recently as last month, despite calls for the firm to be frozen out of any new contracts. They were even awarded, can you believe it, a £36 million contract extension to keep running their Horizon post office system until 2025. We have shown before that our action can make changes, so enough is enough. MPs from all sides are now saying Fujitsu should not be handed any more government contracts after the Horizon scandal. Let's show that we agree, and can I thank the 81,247 people who have already signed it. This is really important. This is taxpayer money that's being spent. This is nothing against any individual company. This is ensuring our money is spent properly. We have seen scandal after scandal previously where public money is handed out inappropriately. Most recently, in terms of we've seen things about PPE and how those contracts were put out. We must put an end to this madness of handing out money where it is not being effectively spent in the interests of all members of the public. Okay, so surely, based off what the MPs are saying, not giving them new contracts to Fujitsu is something which would hopefully not be considered. However, in many ways, I am sure there is the thought that maybe if now the CBE has been handed back, there's been a bit of public outrage, we've taken that action, so we'll go back to business as usual. We need this to be a point of sea change. We need this to be a point of sea change in the way most people expect society to be run by certain values. We expect truth, honesty, integrity, trustworthiness, value for money for what taxpayers are paying for. Never again can this be allowed to happen. And in terms of it, we know what we know now about the post office scandal and about the Horizon system. Despite that, because this was known at the time to people who have the ability to influence these decisions, despite that, a new £36 million contract extension to keep Horizon running has recently been offered. until 2025. And we've got no assurances at the moment, as far as I can find, that Horizon is actually even working at the moment. The thing that we have been told is prosecutions stopped in 2017. My fear here is, whilst prosecutions of people might have stopped, are these shortfalls still happening? Are these bugs still there? Has the problem been fixed, or has merely the prosecutions been stopped? Which is a step, okay? But we need to maintain the pressure now. I imagine we will need more signatures than ever. I know it was a record-breaking petition, and thank you again to everybody who signed that, to stop, which finally resulted in Paula Vennells handing back a CBE. As people rightly pointed out at that time, and in the many thousands and upon thousands of messages you are sending me, as well as comments from the people affected, they aren't the only people who are responsible. And we need to ensure that the money is being spent appropriately on software that we've got that is fit for purpose, that we can trust. If there is a problem, they will come out and fix it and be transparent about it. So nothing like this can ever happen again. So as we approach 100,000 signatures, I am intending to send this to Rishi Sunak and the UK government, because they are the ones with the power for awarding contracts and reviewing contracts. So they are the appropriate people to send this to ensure that our calls to action here, our demands with this petition, are met in full. So, as was a popular feature in the last petition, at the moment we're stand at 81,247 signatures. If I give it a refresh, just in the time that I've been speaking here about the petition, we've got another 3,000. Let's keep that momentum going, please. Thank you for all the work that 38 Degrees are doing in giving us this platform to speak on, to giving the public a voice. Let's help use that voice now to ensure that we get lasting change, not only for the victims of the post office scandal, but so that we ensure nothing as terrible as this can ever happen to anyone else ever again in this country. Thank you very much. Keep signing, keep sharing.